Yello, and welcome to episode 81 of my Terraria Calamity mod playthrough. We still have yet more endgame items to get through and to craft, so that will be the plan for today. I have already grabbed all of the potions we need because we are down to 5 more Shadowspec bars and we are out of... I forget the name of her drop. We're out of the drops that Calamitas gives us. So we are going to need to kill her at least one more time. I think in total we need to kill her 3 more times and potentially the Mechs twice or 3 times. My count was we have 20 items to craft. They each take about 5 bars each, so 100 bars. I've made sure we've got enough auric bars, so it's just the exoprisms and Calamitas' drop. There is another drop that we want to get off her. I want to be able to get this because it might make for the best summon to use in conjunction with the Angelic Alliance without abusing the bug that I noticed in it last episode. We are going to be using the Mechworm staff. So basically the bug is any summon that summons 2 distinct entities, and because the Mechworms are made up of multiple segments, each time you summon a new minion it summons 2 segments. So the twins does exactly the same thing. Angelic Alliance counts the number of entities rather than the number of minion slots used. It hasn't been fixed yet, I have reported it. But we're going to be using... which one? Where are you? Right, we'll be using Endogenesis for 10, the Mirror for 5, and then we'll get the remaining 5 from the Mechworms. So we are going to have more than we should do, but this is the best summon item I have that uses a single minion slot, which is why I want the item from Calamitas. But we'll see whether or not that drops. We are going to try to use the Demon Shade armor. Well, this is endgame armor. It's technically a side grade. It has more defense, but we lose some significant survivability perks that the auric armor has, specifically Silver's Blessing, that allows us to take lethal damage and then be immortal for 8 seconds. That has saved us a great many times. So this may go badly. Hopefully with all the potions it won't do. I've grabbed Fazbol's vodka because I want to see if we can at least get the special drop, but that is going to lower our defense by 10%, so this may end quickly. But try it we shall. Okay, so let's start with... let's summon this first. Put you into this mode. And then we'll work with this. Do I want beam? No, we want you in second mode. 5 of those. Use buffs. 5 of those. Let's actually remember to put these things down this time. Any damage left on the table is a waste. Okay. The maneuverability of this thing might get me killed. I'm concerned about it. Where are you? There you are. I shouldn't have stood still. I was trying to use the... this armor has a regeneration boost if you're standing still, and I was trying to make use of that, and I shouldn't have done. I should have just kept moving. It's easier to dodge the fireballs if you keep moving. Okay, let's get into one of these. And give this another go. Where'd you land? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, because it doesn't remember the last mode you had it in, which is a little annoying, but what you're going to do. We may end up swapping straight back to the auric armor if this gives us too much trouble. Okay. Oh, let's summon these. Then use buffs, then summon that. She went immortal and I wasn't paying attention to these things. Damn it, I'm running into these things and I shouldn't be doing. Come on, if we survive this, we kill her. Get back inside. There we go. Whew. So yeah, this is a DPS thing, or a DPS armor. You do a hell of a lot of damage with it, but you are sacrificing a significant amount of survivability. Which might not be how I want to play. I might prefer a longer fight rather than shorter ones that I'm going to die in quicker. Particularly when we get to the boss rush, but we'll see. Okay, let me quickly throw away this stuff and see whether or not we get the item we wanted. I'll put the grave away later. We did not. We already have that. I think that one's new. And yeah, we have both of those. Okay, we're only going to be able to make another... 25 bars, which will give us enough to craft 6 things. And then we're going to have to kill the Mechs to get some more. Okay, well, since this is in here, we may as well start with the pickaxe, and then we'll craft the rogue weapons. We did grab the... yeah, there it is. Okay, we want the pickaxe first and foremost. Rogue weapons, that's one. That's another. Oh, that's the rogue weapon drop. I thought there was more than just the 2 rogue weapons that you could craft. I may have been mistaken. Nope, there's only 2. Okay. So, those are the weapon drops. These are the weapon crafts. We still have enough for some more 3 more. Let's grab... and I'm going to put this away temporarily for safety, otherwise the game is going to try and craft with it, and I'd rather not have to go through the trouble of reacquiring it. Okay, Apotheosis. Dance of Light. Does this not get crafted here? Ah, no, this one requires a drop from this boss. We need, Heresy is dropped by Calamitas, so we can't craft Heresy yet. In which case, we shall craft that one instead. Okay. Let's get them enchanted, or rather get them upgraded, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's make sure we test the rogue weapons last, so we'll start with the ranged weapon we have, and then the magic weapons, then the rogue weapons. We'll swap over to our rogue set, so that we don't have our little thing above our heads, our demons, doing damage. Oh yes, and we need to disable that. Let's get rid of the food. You feel fabulous. Did I not do that properly? I may have done it wrong. Unless there was an additional item that dropped. Okay, I'll have to look that up. I thought this thing here dropped if you beat Calamitas while using the fabulous potion or whatever it is. But I must have misread that. I don't suppose... that's the NPC. The boss is on a different page. I suppose the bed of search would be Supreme. Okay, this is something else. I'm going to have to look it up on the wiki, we'll do that. We're almost certainly going to have one more day of crafting and gathering. But I will figure out the specifics of some of these extra drops in my own time. For the time being, let's actually test these new weapons. Okay, first up, the Condemnation. Fires powerful scarlet bolts suffused with hateful magics. Hold left click to load up to 9 bolts for a powerful burst fire. Hold right click to use repeat full auto. I'm assuming this is using arrows, yeah. So that's an interesting weapon. The left mouse button is useful for bosses that either move around a lot, like Yaman, or become invincible for a period of time, because you can then charge up a powerful shot for the second they come back into being attackable. But we're not wearing armor that can give us enough of a benefit to ranged weapons to actually show us how much damage it would actually do. Okay, next up, Apotheosis. This is the one... Eat worms. Unleashes interdimensional projectile magic. Eat worms. This is the one that uses a whole bunch of materials from the Devourer of Gods. That is a lot of damage. That is an absurd amount of damage, but I can't see shit. So that would be something to use on something like the Mechs. Using it on Calamitas would be a horrendous idea. You would not be able to see what you are looking for. It literally summons the Devourer of Gods. Is it Devourer of Gods? Devourer of God? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Devourer of Gods? No, it is right. And you can have more than one of them by the looks of it. It's just absurd. It is absurd. It's cool, but it's absurd. We're not. Well, we don't even have a class doing a. Hang on, let me just swap over to this for a second. They're gonna do a little bit of damage on their own, but this gives flat damage bonuses to all classes. And it uses almost no mana, and it's homing, and it's 250,000, give or take. It's ridiculous. This is what endgame weapons are for. The Dance of Light barrages enemies with a hailstorm of light blades, and in a flash of light, nothing remains. This one was also a weapon that was a little bit weird. What about this was weird? Yeah, it was that it needed this. This is a pain to get. It's a very specific drop from the specific mob in the dungeon. You can't buy it from anywhere. If you can get them all to hit, then it's going to do a reasonable amount of damage. It's less mess on the screen than the previous one, so you'd still be able to see other projectiles. But yeah, again, if we go against Calamitas or that kind of size enemy, like we've got here, then most of them are going to miss. But against a bigger target, we will probably get closer to 100,000 out of that. Because you'd be able to more consistently hit with all of them. Okay, last magical one we have here. 1 magic damage. Extremely weak knockback. Uses a huge amount of mana. Hold your mouse. Wait. And put your trust in the power of blue magic. We may not have enough mana to do this. Interesting. So that's just a damage field. We've got more mana with this thing, so let's allow it to fully charge. Yes, a damaging field. It must be a reference to something, but I do not know what it is. Staff of Bluish. Interesting. But yeah, that's a pretty big range, and it is just anything in the field takes damage. Okay. Time for our rogue weapons. First one, this is a drop from Calamitas. Throw sacrificial daggers that lodge themselves into the enemies. Right-click to cause all stuck daggers to fly back to you and give you life. Daggers stuck in enemy release blood explosions over time. Stealth strike lodge for longer and provide much more life when returning to you. Interesting. When we recall the dagger back, it still summons in the extra one from the sky. Oh, I didn't realise we still had that up. Doesn't make that much of a difference. 70k damage if we can nail every single shot. But that's while standing still. I don't know what the regen is like on that. Interesting. Next up, the Nanoblack Reaper. Unleashes a storm of Nanoblack energy blades. Blades target bosses wherever possible. Stealth Strike causes scythes to create a large amount of homing after images instead of energy blades. She smothers them in her hatred. Okay. That's 100,000 damage. 150,000 damage. Which button is the ability on this set? I forget. I know there's this one, not the ability I'm thinking of. There we go, that was it, it's H. Okay. Okay, this is 300,000 damage. $300,000 damage per second. Not bad. And if we fast fire it, then we don't get anywhere near as much damage, but they are all seeking. But it is a rapid fire weapon. Maybe it would work better. Maybe it would work better using the other build that you can do with Rogue, i.e. fast firing weapons rather than Stealth Strike, which is what we've got the build set to at the minute. Okay, Scarlet Devil throws an ultra high velocity spear which creates more projectiles that home in. The spear creates a Scarlet Blast upon hitting an enemy. Stealth Strike grants you lifesteal and summons a star of projectiles upon hitting enemies. This is snail speed, so this is potentially much better for our build. Yeah, that's just for one of them for 300,000, just a casual 300,000 per single attack. It does seem like, I wonder if that's, am I reading that right? Yeah, I am. Okay. I didn't realise that until now. Your stealth meter doesn't start recharging until after you've finished using your weapon, which means that includes the weapon's cooldown. Interesting. I think there are some weapons that we can legitimately replace. I don't think we replace this with that. I mean, the only reason this is on our bar in a minute is in case we use the Soul Crystal. Profaned Soul Crystal. We're going to go fight the Mechs. Let's do that as a rogue, because we haven't properly taken on an enemy as a rogue for a while. So that being the case, let's pull all of these off. Okay. We'll replace that with that. Do we want to replace this with the other one? I mean, just from a pure damage point of view, plus this primary attack doesn't seek, whereas I believe the primary attack on this one does. So yeah, we'll replace those two. This one, it's not quite good enough. It's decent, but it's not quite good enough. I can't see a use for that. I can see a use for this for the shits and giggles. Even without using oh, what was I going to say? Even without using Rogue as our class, if we swapped over to the other class and just used a magic build temporarily. I kind of want to take the Exo-Mechs on with that alone, just to see the kind of nonsense it creates. I mean, strictly speaking, we can use this with any other class, but we do lose the ability to use class-based weapons. And yeah, this is going to be good against larger bosses, particularly ones at range. So again, Yarman would be a good candidate to use this weapon against. Not too worried about that. Okay, let's put these away. I can't get rid of the melee weapon. I don't want to get rid of the ranged weapon, strictly speaking. Actually, it doesn't matter. Either we have a ranged weapon or we have a caster weapon. Either works. We can probably get rid of the torches at this point. We don't need them. Okay, yeah. Can we put torches in here? We can. We need to give it space though. Did I actually put... Actually, no, we can just put torches away. As I said, we don't need them anymore. As far as I'm aware, at least. If we need them, we'll have to try and remember where we put them. Okay. Let's tweak this. And by tweak, I mean... Let's do a whole bunch of magic-based damage. We definitely want that. That's basically the equivalent of this. Anything else that boosts magic damage and gives us other things? Extends the duration of potion burst. Potion burst remain active even after you die. Quantum barrier, extra defense. Light your cursor ablaze. Reduces contact damage from enemies. Replaces adrenaline with an animation meter. Rogue projectiles create slow fireballs as they travel. Maximum life, that's survivability. Meteors rain down on a hit. So again, survivability, movement speed increase. Give me a minute, I'll figure out what we can use with a caster build to get as much damage out of this as possible, and we'll see how quickly the Exo-Mechs melt. Or how quickly we die. Either could happen. But yeah, one moment please. Okay, I think we are as ready as we're going to be. We have 770 mana, it goes all the way down almost to the bottom of our screen. I've decided to use the mana polarizer. What was the reason for this? Mostly just for the bonus healing. I thought might be helpful. We've obviously got the Ethereal Talisman, which is the endgame mage upgrade. I grabbed the Agglomeration, mostly for the dodge and the boost to potion buffs and damage. And then we've also grabbed the Nebulous Core to give us a Sylvia-esque invulnerability to survive an attack that will kill us. But this doesn't leave us invulnerable, it just means that a single attack that would kill us won't kill us. But if we immediately take damage afterwards, we still die. And yeah, we'll try and do this entire thing using nothing but Mystic Apotheosis. That will be the plan. So let's summon. kill Ares first. We're not going to be able to see a damn thing. We have minion slots. Do we use minion slots? Do we want to use minion slots? No, we said we're going to do with this with explicitly just this. So, that being the case. We somehow haven't taken any damage yet. Oh, come on! Having this big snake on the screen makes me forget the fact there's another big snake beneath us. Ouch. I think he tagged us still. I need to land. This is not good. Oh, the missiles. You usually fire missiles by this point. Ah. That was not doing as much damage, or anywhere near as much damage as I was hoping it would. It was doing very, very little damage, all things considered. Was there something wrong with our build, or were we just running out of mana? Because I was just holding it. It's possible we ran out of mana because, well, yeah, we almost certainly ran out of mana, and I wonder if that's why we stopped doing as much damage. But it would have taken ages to get to that point. Let's try it again. Again, we'll attempt with just the build we have in a minute. We still have buffs up, and the buffs have extended durations, so there's no reason not to give it another go immediately. We will summon in this 1, 2, 3. 2 of those. That and that. Buffs are already up. I actually wanted to take on you first. Okay, so that took its initial damage way faster. I think that might be what happened. We ran out of mana, so we ended up having mana burn active. Because, yeah, that just melted. Let's recharge. And dead. I have to assume that's what happened. I ran out of mana. Did we already pick them up? Where's the loot? Where is the loot? Oh, it's down here. We died up there. There's our grave. Okay. And a whole bunch of junk. Let me put things away and reset things back. Oops. I do want to... Yeah, I want to kill the Mechs again, but with the rogue weaponry this time. And I think that will maybe give us time to craft the next set of weapons. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, let me sell this or the junk that we have here, and then come back when we're ready to fight the next thing. Okay. Yeah, let's quickly take on the Mechs with our rogue weapons. I've swapped out the Blunder Booster, that's the thing that gives us Q, and I've put on the Spectral Veil instead, which will hopefully do better. But let's go. Can't teleport out of it. I didn't have the speed. Where was my speed? Where was we short on speed? We have these. This armor set isn't as quick, but I felt slow even by comparison. What's the cooldown on this teleport? I did have it back. I pressed the wrong button to try and use it. Bollocks. I pressed Q, but we got rid of our Q. And we also have the H. Must remember we have the H. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try it again with buffs. We are out of practice with this class, but that is merely an excuse. We've been gearing it up all the while. We should have been practicing it more. Okay. Summon. Let me swap this for that and that for that. So we have our fast fire option. There's our grave. Okay. Oop, I didn't mean to fire that. Yeah, I swear I feel slower. That was my invulnerability flames going off. Really want to be inside here. Why didn't that work? I pressed H. Why did it not go? What's the cooldown on this thing? That's the cooldown on this thing. No wonder. We didn't allow it to finish cooling down. That's why I couldn't use it to escape. Now that should have cooled down by that point. Was it because I fat-fingered the G? I don't know. We're also forgetting to use our rage. And that is entirely our fault. Yeah, that easily should have been off cooldown. Bizarre. There's our buffs this time. Try again. Let's try not to get ourselves trapped. Yeah, because this only has very specific pieces that are able to be attacked at any given time. Let's take out this because in theory it's the easier one to actually hit and kill. There we go. Third time's the charm. It requires a distinctly different way of playing. I still stand by that I think the Rogue class isn't strictly built to be played solo. Not that you can't, but it just feels like it works better if you have, or it would work better if you had someone else with you. Okay, so we have probably about 10 minutes left in the episode. Died 4 times today, the bosses that we have beaten before. We forgot to replant this. Anyway, let me clear out the stuff that's about to appear in my inventory, replant these things because I forgot to replant them, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I think we in theory have enough stuff to make 2 more weapons, and I think we have 2 magic weapons we haven't crafted yet. Yes, the Fabstaff and the Rainbow Party Cannon. So that's what we'll do. We will craft these and then craft Fabstaff and the Rainbow Party Cannon. We'll give these a test and then we'll call the episode there. Although I think what do you need? You need Miracle Matter. Oh, damn it. We are 81 episodes in and I'm still doing that. Since we have the spare, and we're probably going to kill the Exomech again anyway. Oh, did I use all of them? Have we really got through all? Ah, no, I moved them into my inventory for some reason. Okay. Oh, we forgot to check what they actually looked like originally. But they would have just been balloons. I see. They were probably previously just balloons with their eyes in it, and now they're just much bigger mechanical things, but they're still connected by that. Which means that the final item, which I don't think needs Shadowspec bars, Although I'm not seeing it. Oh no, it needs another miracle matter. There it is. And I assumed it just summons both of them. Yep. For if you want yet more nonsense on your screen at a given time. And then this... yeah, it's just all three of those. I do like how the guns kind of track. They're pets, so they obviously don't do anything, but the guns are tracking. Okay, yeah, these can go in here. Let me quickly get these upgraded, and we'll give them a quick test and call the episode. Okay, let's get these quickly tested then. First things first, the Fabstaff casts a bouncing beam that splits when enemies are near it. We may actually need multiple... oh, I see. Not strictly speaking going to be useful against individual enemies. It's also not doing much damage, but what happens if there was more than one in its line of path? Ah, we'd have to test this way. Now, what if there was a snake in its line of path? This might be a really good pierce weapon, although I don't know whether or not it would be better than the Dancing of Light. And then we have the Rainbow Party Cannon. Let the rainbow remind you that together we are all, or we always shine. We have two things out at the minute, so that damage is not indicative. Takes a second to charge up. And then once you're firing in a particular direction, that's it. It does actually have to hit things for the effects to go off. Damage is respectable, but you would need to hit with it. And again, it's a weapon that would benefit from having multiple targets rather than just a single one. Because it looks like each of these homes, but it homes within a certain range. So I think technically this one is... would I use this one over this one? I think just for how quickly they go through mana. And the amount of damage it's doing. Yeah. That one's better, and then I think we'll get rid of this one just because while it can do a lot of damage... I don't know, maybe we can actually see... I'll have to check back the footage to see whether or not we can actually see the enemies behind, or whether the enemies are or the bosses are drawn in front of it, and where the actual attacks are drawn. Because if it's all in the background, that's less of a problem. But yeah, I don't think these are as good as the other ones, so we will take them off, and we shall leave it there for today. And for the week impact. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. We still have some more weapon or endgame weapons to craft and test. Not many left, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we didn't quite get through half of them today. But yeah, we'll worry about that next week. And we're not going to be doing all of this again for another week. So next week we will do boss rush as well. That's pretty much guaranteed. I don't think there's any way we don't get to boss rush next week. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully We'll see you next time. Cheerio.